Hello, host Sebo.
Bonjour, and welcome to Planet of the Climates. POTK is a KlimaDAO podcast bringing you the latest information and insight into the world of climate action. Klima is a blockchain protocol backed by carbon credits that gives people a chance to fight climate change as a collective and get rewarded for doing so. Klima sits at the intersection of blockchain, climate science, and finance, so there's no shortage of great topics for us to explore. My name's Phaedrus, and I'll be your host on this adventure, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Diamond Hands as we
Discuss the latest news on Klima and our partners and connect you with the biggest and brightest names currently exploring this space.
That's right. And today we're really excited to bring you this conversation with Rufus and Jacob from the Crypto Caverns team. Let's jump right into it. So today we're sitting down with Rufus and Jacob from the Crypto Caverns team. They are the world's first Better Business Bureau accredited crypto mining company, providing world-class GPU hosting packages that give their clients full ownership of their mining rigs. Their facilities provide electricity maintenance and repairs, so you don't have to worry about anything except what to mine. They also happen to be one of our latest Klima Infinity partners, and we're definitely going to dive into what Crypto Caverns is all about and this partnership too. But before we do that, Rufus, maybe just, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your background and your journey.
So I was in banking and private equity in China in the energy field. Did oil and gas as well as hydro, nuclear, even some trash to energy projects over there. Back in 2015, I stopped doing that, moved to New York, and had been aware of Ethereum and the Ethereum project, and obviously been aware of crypto and Bitcoin for a while as well. And I kept looking at it, I kept getting more interested in it, and decided to try to start a mining company. Mining seemed to be a great risk play, particularly GPU mining. GPUs held their price very well. You could sell used GPUs for about 20% below new prices, and they were ROIing, meaning they were returning 100% of their value in about 8 months. This was 2016. And Ethereum had been going down for 6 months because of the DAO hack at the time. And they were still returning great returns. So I felt like, this seemed like a great business to get into. Started a farm in Connecticut, my first one there, built it out, moved it to Canada. Moved to Canada in 2018 and then to China. I had obviously lived in China for years before that. I speak Chinese. I worked there for a long time, so that was a fairly natural transition for me. Then in 2021, with the ban approaching, etc., we built a farm out in Kazakhstan. Then in 2022, with the crackdown that is occurring in Kazakhstan, we moved back to America. America used to, when I was here and in America and Canada back in 2018, there were a lot more issues. It has evolved a lot since then and matured, and we're really happy with the move back here. We're 100% hydroelectric, and we offset our carbon, obviously, with Klima. That's our business carbon. So like the plane tickets, advertising, everything, we're 100% offset.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, that's great to hear your story there. And obviously, I guess right off the bat, then Crypto Caverns is clearly a global operation then. But Jacob, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? So you're the Chief Technological Officer for Crypto Caverns then.
Yeah. So I joined Crypto Caverns at the end of 2020, I think. So what happened was Rufus contacted me and he told me he wanted to make some changes into the business because Crypto Caverns used to be only like a self-mining company. So Crypto Caverns used to only mine for itself. And it had a couple of friends who were clients of Crypto Caverns, and that was about it. And so Rufus called me up one day and he was like, he knew I mined Bitcoin back in 2013 somewhere, but I didn't really pay a lot of attention. So I was really reckless with my coins that I mined back in the day,
Everyone's got a story of that, the Bitcoin that slipped through their fingers 10 years ago now.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have those stories. So Rufus called me and he said he wanted to, get more external investors in and make it easier for basically everybody, mom and pop shops or venture capital to invest in crypto mining.
Yeah, that's great. So you talked about that pivot there from self-mining just for yourselves, just for your company. So that shift that's happened, it's been a couple of years now, I guess. Would you care to, explain a little bit more about your offering or what sets you apart from other mining platforms out there?
Yeah. The big thing that sets us apart is that we are 100% all-inclusive. So our goal is to offer the best service package that you can get in mining at a price that reflects our scale. So we're allowing consumers to have access to industrial scale mining. We include the electricity, the maintenance. We're the best at GPU mining. GPU mining is much more complicated than ASIC mining. There's a lot more maintenance, and we make it just as simple as, buy the mines and then boom, you're mining.
Yeah, we try to make the solution as easy as possible for our customers. So basically what you do is if you want to get into mining, you buy a machine with us and you give us your wallet address and we do the rest basically. That's we want it to make it as simple as possible. What they usually do is that they just call us and then you just ask a lot of questions like, hey, I'm new to mining. How does this work? Can you tell me something about this? And what we basically just do is just talk to them for a bit. But yeah, a lot of people just want to test the waters a bit. They order a machine first, and then as soon as they see that it works good, that it's getting them revenue, usually they just get enthusiastic and invest a little bit more. But, back in the days, I think half a year ago when the prices were crazy, I think people were paying $15,000 per machine or something like that. And, if you have to order a minimum of 5 or 10 machines, then that's something pretty crazy for a lot of people. And, we try to keep it as easy as possible and as affordable as possible as well.
That's great. Maybe that's something that people who are new to mining as well, too, might not realize that the hardware price does fluctuate with the crypto price as well.
Yeah. Those $15,000 machines are now worth only $5,000.
So when you're in this, down market, I guess that's generally considered a great opportunity then? Or, because you're buying at that price and then it's going to continue working for you for X many years?
Yeah, it's a great time to buy. The funny thing is, everybody always wants to buy machines when they're the most expensive. And as soon as the prices dip and all the prices go down, everybody's like, oh, let's just back off. That's just the FOMO, right?
Yeah. But yeah, maybe just a segue there too, because you mentioned earlier that your farm operation there is powered by green renewable energy. Tell us a little bit about that decision that you've made and why that's so important to Crypto Caverns. And maybe that's kind of a segue to this partnership here with Klima too.
So actually, in China, we're also hydropowered. We worked with Bitcoin miners over there that we actually helped finance and build out hydroelectric projects purely based on crypto mining. They generated a huge amount of electricity and powered several what they call small towns, which by our standards are giant megacities. And we built a 800 megawatt dam and financed it on crypto mining.
There's that prevailing narrative that crypto is just bad for the environment then too. And you're providing an example here of minimizing, that greenhouse gas upstream, but then also using those returns and using that revenue to actually fund renewable energy projects too.
I mean, that's the thing. People who say that crypto is bad for the environment, I feel they really don't have any connection with or understanding of the energy markets and what it actually is going to take to transition to green power and a green power grid. In order to do this, we're going to have to build out an enormous, not just 100% of our energy, but we're going to have to build out 200 to 400% of the energy, because most green energy is not base load generating. It doesn't constantly produce power. So we're going to have to build out 4 times as much power as we consume, at least.
Yeah, so what Rufus is saying is not every, there's not always sun. So if you want to have solar power, it's only going to be there 8 hours a day. And if you have wind energy, the wind's not always blowing. So there's not always enough power generation to ensure that everybody can use their electric kettles and their AC.
You hear that sometimes, that people will say that they're, taking pot shots then at renewable energy, say, well, therefore just throw it all away or it's not good. But you're just saying it's just a technical issue to solve then about scaling.
Yeah, I mean, it's about, it all comes down to the cost and the scaling. And the truth is that crypto mining is the best way to finance these projects, because normally, in order to spin up a electricity generation facility, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to have to first figure out, who am I going to sell? How much money, how much electricity do I have to sell just to pay for the build out, just to, break even basically. And if you can't sell that domestically, if you can't sell that in the immediate area, then it doesn't make sense to build this. Crypto mining solves that issue. It says, okay, we'll guarantee to take that base load, as they call it, power that you need to sell just to keep the lights on, so to say. And you won't even have to connect into the grid and everything, which that's very expensive. Connecting into the grid is incredibly expensive to do. A lot of, smaller green power facilities, that's one of their largest expenses is getting connected into the grid and getting, because of the fluctuations in their energy, et cetera, they actually incur a ton of cost on that connection, because they can't just pump their power into the grid whenever it's there. They've got to be working in coordination with everybody else on the grid. And that's not easy. Crypto mining allows these projects to just say, okay, we're going to generate this much power. We'll sell it to you guys. You guys use it. And then when you're not using it, you can use off the grid power. And that allows them to bootstrap and build out these projects. And then once they get big enough and they're generating enough power, then they can connect to the grid very easily, because they've got enough power and money at that point. And yeah, so I always say, if we want to be all EVs, it's going to be huge, maybe 10x, 20x our current power generation capacity. Talking a massive increase in demand for electricity and energy. And who's going to finance this? Is it going to be taxpayers? Is it going to be energy consumers? Or is it going to be crypto miners who want to finance it, who are willing to finance it and bankroll it and actually do it for something that is not only profitable, but benefits the global economy, in my opinion, gets rid of a lot of waste energy we see in the traditional financial system and creates a decentralized financial system. I believe that is beneficial to everyone. And to your initial question on what our vision is and why we are going this green energy route, crypto mining as a way to bootstrap and build green energy infrastructure.
You talk about the urgency of the climate crisis and using the tools that we have, and crypto being one of those tools. But yeah, just overall, that was incredible to hear and to listen to your thinking on this. And obviously, Crypto Caverns is doing a lot more than just greening your own operations. You're approaching it in terms of the overall global challenge and what we need to do to green up the grid as well too.
A lot of people see crypto as a very environmentally bad game, but, we're new, so we're easy to target.
Meanwhile, you've got New York City in the same state, some of the largest data centers on Earth that are working for these banks doing high-frequency trading, which, we all know adds so much value to the world's economy, and nobody's worried about that. I find it very interesting how the crypto mining industry is targeted so disproportionately when, in fact, report after report has come out showing how crypto uses much less energy than TradFi and much greener energy mix than TradFi, traditional finance. I mean, there's so much energy waste in all of these millions upon millions of bank branches and offices and all of this stuff that goes around the traditional financial system that is all eliminated with crypto. And rarely discussed.
Yeah, it always feels to me that the biggest stumbling block is that utility or perceived lack of utility around crypto. And I don't know if either of you had seen it, but the World Economic Forum spoke to this too, and just one of their blog posts they had really resonated with me, where they're basically illustrating Bitcoin mining, again, which obviously receives so much of the attention in the press, the media. When people think crypto, they're thinking Bitcoin. But Bitcoin uses about half the energy of domestic tumble dryers in the United States alone. So it's like people understand why they have a dryer, but they don't understand why crypto. And what you're speaking to is this ability to kind of finance transition in our energy system, which is massive, incredible utility.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that crypto is huge for the energy market, and it's going to basically transform. Crypto is going to make it possible to be even more greener in the future. We're like building those hydroelectric dams. Those are going to be made by people investing into crypto mining. So I just don't get why a lot of environmentalists are against us.
Yeah, and certainly crypto, for people who are not familiar with it, it is challenging to understand. Like, what do you mean blockchain? What do you mean coin? What is this? What's going on? And if you just hear the energy use, then you're saying, well, we don't need to do that. But yeah, maybe this is our segue too. I'm really glad we went to this little dive to discover this about your mission and your priorities and what you're working on. But yeah, so how about our partnership with Klima? When did Klima first hit your radar, and how did this partnership evolve?
Yeah, so Klima came on our radar because we were obviously already doing full hydropower, but we wanted to offset more than just our operational costs. And we thought, let's just offset everything. If we're already this much invested, we should just offset all of our business. It was just a no-brainer, and our marketing director was very much a fan of you guys, and that's the reason why we partnered up. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, to Jacob's point there, that we wanted to be a leader and demonstrate that crypto mining is and can be green and sustainable, and can actually drive the green energy revolution that is coming, and we're kind of in. But we also wanted to be a leader in that and show that it can all be done through crypto. And doing it on chain actually makes it even more valuable, makes the entire system work better. Yeah, we're planning on allowing our customers to dedicate a portion of their mining rewards to Klima and automatically buy and retire Klima contracts so that they can actually mine to help the environment.
Oh, that's awesome. So there's definitely that potential there for, a deep integration with Klima and Crypto Caverns then.
Yeah. So we're taking twice as much carbon out of the atmosphere as we've produced on all of our business footprint. And yeah, we're really proud to have this partnership and looking forward to mining into a green new world.
That's awesome. So you talked about your retirement with Klima Infinity here, and kind of 2xing your operational footprint from, everything that you're doing. Do you know how many tons you retired, and did you actually commit a love letter to the chain as well too when you did that?
So yeah, we did back in July, and it's a total of 160 tons. And our love letter was, here's to a future where proof of work cleans up after the banking sector.
Excellent. Yeah, you talked about crypto not needing those bank branches and outlets and everything there too. So this really is a revolutionary path that you're on.
Not to mention the massive drain on the planet that is paper money production.
Yeah, so many things seem to get a free pass, I guess, and then crypto is always kind of on the hot seat, I guess. Oh yeah, geez, the elephant in the room. Then, do we dare talk about the M topic, the merge? So what's going on with the merge there, and how will that affect Crypto Caverns, or what's coming up around the corner then tied to that?
Well, the plan had been going back to 2015 to kind of do a gradual merge with the difficulty bomb increasing and mining would be phased out over time. They recently announced in June that it's just going to be a straight cutoff, and we'll be mining 1 minute and the next we won't be. I worry a lot about the transition. It does seem like a risky approach. So we'll have to see how that plays out, how the merge affects us. It's going to be dramatic, to say the least. Ethereum mining right now constitutes about 90% of all GPU mining. If that comes off of Ethereum and everything tries to keep mining and go somewhere else, either the other mining coins, your Raven coins, your Ethereum Classics, Ergo, etc., or either they're going to have to go up a lot in value, or a lot of miners are going to have to shut off. We've been preparing for this for years, so we're quite secure. I guess we're not worried about going out of business, let me put it that way. We are planning to add Bitcoin mining in the next month to our product offerings, just to make sure that our customers have a way, something they can do that will be profitable in the immediate. I really think that this is very interesting and actually quite good for the ecosystem as a whole, because Ethereum has been using up all of the GPU mining. And I believe personally that GPU mining is the most decentralized, the best way to secure any chain, because GPUs are the most ubiquitous piece of hardware on Earth. Almost every computer has a GPU in it, and almost every person has a computer. And thus, it really gives everybody access to a coin that they don't have to do KYC, AML, anything. They can just mine and have that coin.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's interesting. Definitely, it'll be a momentous thing, the merge there. But it sounds like ultimately proof of work is, it's not going to disappear overnight as well.
Yeah, I really think there's a lot of untapped potential. Particularly around useful work, which is with algorithms and whatnot. One of the things that you always look for and kind of the goals of proof of work is to make work useful, to move towards useful work ultimately. And the more use that you can see coming out of the work, the better. There was Fold coin, or I believe it was called, there was a protein folding coin back in 2017 where they if you could, the proof of work was folding proteins better and better. And it actually led to huge advancements in our understanding of how to fold proteins in medical science. But interestingly enough, they kind of hit the cutting edge of what could be done very quickly as soon as they were able to turn that into something that you could distribute and add value to. People did it like crazy, even though it wasn't the most profitable coin. People loved to do it because they knew they were making money and benefiting humanity.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, right? If you can use crypto mining to solve scientific issues and to do scientific research, that's amazing,
Yeah, definitely. That's great to hear. And I think that, the utility is at the forefront of the struggle around, communications and understanding for the potential of, blockchain in general. And I think that's something that we understand at Klima, and through this conversation, it was great to understand how much you're doing at Crypto Caverns to actually put that use to work there too. Yeah,
we see a future where the vision Crypto Caverns kind of has is that computer power is useful. We can solve the world's issues using computers, and crypto is revolutionary, and it allows computers to be paid for the work they're doing automatically without having any intermediaries. You can directly pay computers now for work. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how to get those computers to be working on important problems.
It's awesome to see this partnership here in action through this conversation. Just realize it's about so much more than just this initial offset that you've done, but definitely a very, very aligned, aligned principles, aligned values here in what you're working on. So what's next for Crypto Caverns, or if you've got anything coming up around the corner there?
Yeah, so right now we're working on adding Bitcoin mining to our product offerings. Those will be just like our GPUs, fully guaranteed, fully integrated. If there's any issues, instantly backed up, etc. And then with the merge coming on the 14th of September, the 15th of September will mark one of the best times to start getting into GPU mining. Certainly prices will be dropping like a stone, I anticipate. And as I say, we're going to be integrating the ability to mine and have a portion of that income going to Klima contracts, and thus mining for the environment, mining in order to benefit the environment. And we'll hopefully have that out by October. And I think that's really where we're headed. We're also planning on adding some other mechanisms for securing blockchains, such as proof of storage miners, and possibly even nodes as a service. Those will be much later this year or early next year. But it's a really interesting time, and it's a great time to get into mining.
Excellent. Yeah, so the merge undoubtedly looms large there, but it does sound like there's a lot on the go, and that further deeper integration with Klima would be incredible to see. That's excellent news. Yeah, that's excellent. Where can listeners find out more about you? You've got a website, you've got Discord. What else is going on there? Or how can they get in touch the best way?
www.cryptocaverns.com. Yeah, and we have our own weekly podcast as well. It's on YouTube. It's every Friday, 12 o'clock EST. So that's for our European friends. That's 1800 hours CEST.
Yeah, love to hear that. Always great to have guests here who are on the show who come prepared. Look at you guys with the great mics, the great setups. This is awesome. And just thanks so much for your time there, both Rufus and Jacob. It's been a great conversation.
It was our pleasure. Yeah, we enjoyed it as well.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers. Wow, what a great conversation. It was awesome to chat with Rufus and Jacob from Crypto Caverns there. There's always these aha moments that come up in these conversations. And for me, a great one there was just realizing that Crypto Caverns is not just working to minimize their footprint or offset their footprint, even though it's awesome to have them on the Klima Infinity team as a partner, but they're really passionate about kind of greening the energy grid in total and understanding the utility of crypto, understanding the utility of crypto mining and the role that it can play in that transition. So obviously some deep thoughts and great insight there from the team. Hope you enjoyed that episode. And I just want to give a shout out for everybody listening. Really appreciate you. And it would be incredible if on your platform, are you listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening, we would so love it if you give us a little rating, a little review, a follow, a like, whatever it is on that platform there. It would be much appreciated. Otherwise, for everything Klima, make sure that you're hitting up KlimaDAO.finance, where you can stake, bond, and, of course, find a link to the Klima Discord community. Because we're a decentralized autonomous organization, Klima is community-driven just like this podcast. So join us in there and you're going to find a great group of Klimates and plenty of opportunities to contribute and be an active Klimate too. We hope you enjoyed this conversation with Rufus and Jacob from Crypto Caverns. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining us, and we're looking forward to saying hello once again on the very next Planet of the Klimates.